Hi everyone, good morning. I am Santosh Mahapatra. Today I will explain you residential status and scope of total income. Residential status and scope of total income. From this discussion, one will clarify the concept of total income and how it depends on the residential status of an individual. We know that the tax is charged on total income. We know that the tax is charged on total income of a person. And under the Act, Income Tax Act, the scope of total tax of a taxpayer depends on residential status. So, the scope of total income of a taxpayer depends on the residential status and also on the place and time of accrual or receipt of income. The time of accrual and receipt of income, where it is accrued or received. And Section 5 under Income Tax Act will provide detail about the scope of total income, which varies on the basis of residential status. So Section 5 will explain you how the scope of a total income is determined on the basis of residential status. But before going to explain what is the relationship between the scope of total income or determining the total income basing on residential status, one must know the different types of income. So broadly, income can be divided into two categories. Broadly, all the income of an SSC can be divided into two categories. The Indian income and foreign income. The types of income, Indian income and the foreign income. So here one must have a basic idea which income are treated as a Indian income and which income are treated as a foreign income. Let me explain the first one, the Indian income. Which income are treated as a Indian income? First, Indian income. Income earned in India. Which income are treated as a Indian income? Income number one, income earned in India. Second, income accrues or arises in India. The third one, income received or deemed to be received in India. The fourth one, income payable in India. Income may have been earned in a foreign country, but if it is payable in India, it will be treated as Indian income. And the fifth one, I am explaining which income are treated as a Indian income. And the fifth one, income earned in India but is received or payable outside India. It will be treated as a Indian income because the income is earned in India. So I have explained 5 categories of income which are treated as a Indian income. The second one, foreign income. Which income are treated as a foreign income? So there will be 2 categories of income which are treated as a foreign income, that is income earned accrues outside India and also received outside India. So any income earned or accrues outside India and also received outside India, the first category. The second category, any income which is not earned or accrues or arises in India. The second category is that any income which is not earned or accrues or arises in India. So there are 2 categories of income, that is Indian income and foreign income. So far I have explained what are the different category of income, which income are treated as a Indian income and which income are treated as a foreign income. So let us see the scope of total income according to residential status under section 5. So here, what is the scope of total income? If the residential status of an SSC is resident. So here, the scope of total income of a resident, the scope of total income of a resident. Let me explain. The number one, which income are treated if a person is treated as a resident. The first one, income received or deemed to be received, income received or deemed to be received in India during the relevant accounting year or previous year. The place and the date of accrual is immaterial. So I am explaining the scope of total income, the scope of total income of a resident, The first category, that is your income received or deemed to be received, income received or deemed to be received in India during the relevant previous year or accounting year. The place and date of accrual is immaterial. The first category of income that is included if a person is resident. The second category of income which is included under the scope of total income, that is for resident, that is income which accrues or arises or is deemed to accrue or arise in India during the relevant previous year, irrespective of the date or place of its receipt. The second category of income which is included under the scope of total income if a person is resident. And the third category of income which is included if a person is a resident in India, income accruing during the relevant accounting year or relevant previous year outside India, whether it is brought or not to India during the year. It is immaterial whether it is transferred to India or not. So income accruing during the relevant previous year outside India, whether it is brought or not in India during the year. It is immaterial whether it has been remitted, transferred or brought back to India. So it will mean that there are three categories of income which are included if a person is treated as a resident. So we can say that the scope of total income of a resident will mean that Indian income plus foreign income. Indian income plus foreign income. The second category, the scope of total income of not ordinarily resident. The scope of total income that is not ordinarily resident. The scope of total income, that is category not ordinarily resident. So what will be the scope of total income of a resident, of a not ordinarily resident? So here, first, the income received or deemed to be received in India, the first category of income which are included if a person is not ordinarily resident. So here, income received or deemed to be received in India during the relevant accounting year, the date and place of accrual is immaterial, the first category. The second category, income which accrues or arises or is deemed to accrue or arise in India during the relevant accounting year, irrespective of date and the place of its receipt. The second category of income, if a person is treated as a not ordinarily resident. And the third category, that is different. Income accruing or deemed to accrue or deemed to be received outside India. Again, income accruing or deemed to accrue or deemed to be received outside India during the relevant previous year from a business or profession set up and controlled from India. The third category, it is a different type of income. It is a different type of income which is included under the scope of total income if a person is a not ordinary resident. So we can conclude that the total incomes, the scope of a total income of a not ordinary resident, that is Indian income plus one type of foreign income. Indian income plus one type of foreign income. That is that is coming under if a person, if the status of a person or an SSC is not ordinarily resident, And the third category, what will be the scope of total income of a non-resident? What will be the total income, the scope of a total income of a non-resident? The number one, income received or deemed to be received in India during the relevant accounting year. The date and place of accrual is immaterial. So I am explaining the scope of total income if the residential status of a person or SSC is non-resident. The first one, income received or deemed to be received in India during the relevant accounting year. The date and the place of accrual is immaterial. The first category of income. And the second category, income which accrues or arises or is deemed to be accrue or arise in India during the relevant accounting year, irrespective of date and place of its receipt. So there are two categories of income which are included if a person is a non-resident. So we can say that the scope of total income in case of a non-resident is that only Indian incomes. So that's all about the scope of total income. I mean the incomes which are included if a person is a resident or not ordinary resident or non-resident.